Welcome back to the Intelligence and Wheeling News Register Sports Blog. I'm sports editor Shawn Rine. I've been pretty fortunate in the sense that since I've started doing these blogs that something has always popped up. I haven't had to look for a topic, and this week it's obvious. It's West Virginia basketball. I'll preface this by saying that my favorite college basketball team, number one, would be North Carolina. It's been that way since 1984. But West Virginia will be number two. I have to admit, though, West Virginia winning a basketball title would be far more important to me than North Carolina winning all of its titles, the Steelers winning all of their titles, the Penguins with 3 titles. I mean, those are my favorite teams, and all of those titles mean something, but they can't compare to what it would mean if West Virginia won a title, not just for me, but for this state. We're always fighting all different sorts of stereotypes. Even now, nobody's giving us a chance. Each time you watch ESPN after one of our games is over and they talk about the next opponent, they seem to always find no reason why we can't beat that next team. And all we do is continually beat the next team. That next team now is Duke, so I have no problems being a Carolina fan wanting Duke to get beat and get beat badly. That being said, I do believe that West Virginia is going to beat Duke soundly. It's going to be 10 plus. You can talk all you want about how West Virginia can't shoot the ball, can't do this, can't do that, but the two things that they do, and you have to be able to do in this tournament, and particularly whenever you get down to this point at the Final Four, you have to play defense and you have to rebound the basketball. Nobody's doing that better right now than West Virginia. Then, it's kind of like when the Steelers won their last Super Bowl. Whenever they won the AFC Championship game to get to that point, I remember telling everybody, let me get this straight, to win our 6th Super Bowl, all we have to do is beat the Arizona Cardinals. That's kind of how I feel here with West Virginia. You get past the quote-unquote blue blood of Duke, and then up next is either Michigan State or Butler. I'll take my chances against either of those teams, although I probably would rather see Butler in the sense that Michigan State is a lot like West Virginia. Physical team, grinding, plodding, and obviously far more athletes than what Butler has. The one concern I do have is we've all been made very well aware of what happens in Morgantown whenever West Virginia's teams win big games. This isn't beating Pitt, this isn't beating Virginia Tech. Win Saturday night, and then you're playing for the national championship to be the best player or the best team in the land. That's got to be scary, and you have to wonder what precautions are being taken down there. We've seen the fires, the couches being burnt, the looting. I hate to say it, but it will probably be tenfold down there. It's to a point where you actually fear for people's well-being. And sure, West Virginia gets that bad rap, but the thing is, it would probably be the same place or the same way any place that wins this championship. We've seen Michigan State win Final Fours before, and the whole city of Detroit is ablaze. Even when the Steelers and the Penguins have won the Super Bowl and the Stanley Cup, there have been that segment. There's always going to be that segment of people, that just don't know better. They're never going to grow up. But let's hope that we can get through these 2 games. We can bring home a national championship to a place that, traditionally has been looked down upon. So let's hope we can do that, and let's hope we can do it with pride and intelligence. As always, or not as always, but has been the case this entire tournament, Jim Elliott is going to be in Indianapolis for the Final Four with tip-to-tip coverage. I'm not just saying this because he works for us, but his coverage has been phenomenal, and his writing is phenomenal. And I think what he gets you is, he writes with a little bit of a flair. There are a lot of good writers in this state, but, they try too hard to be right down the line. Jim doesn't do that. Their stories are all correct and they are all well written and well read, but Jim gives you that little something extra. So stick with us. He's going to be there on the scene. Great coverage, great basketball. Let's go Mountaineers.